Good evening, the world of YouTube. I'm making this video after watching a few channels over the last week, and generally people panic when there's dips or these big whales selling into the market because they don't really understand price action or what to look for or understand charts. All they buy in on is the hype, what friends have told them. They've seen some guy on YouTube making lots of money. And they just buy into it, like doing research. They're not confident in what they're buying, so they panic and basically screw themselves over. Now, before I do get started, I just want to highlight a few channels that I've come across over the last couple of weeks. Firstly, Esoteric Trading Solutions. This lady Sue, very knowledgeable, has lots of... I'm blown away when I find the videos. I mean, this one here, it's an hour long, really goes into the back end of the problem that Ripple, the company, are trying to solve using XRP, how she's come to this valuation, and you know, that video alone made me sort of not only more excited for the possibility of what could happen in the next 5 to 10 years, but just made me realise that I should have been buying more earlier in the year. But yeah, I've been watching all the videos. Some amazing stuff there. Really, that one's a really good video as well. No substantiation. Again, everything she talks about is factual. It's based on what's happening, what they're doing, what they've got, not just general horseshit that most people come out with. And I found her channel because I found this channel, CKJ Crypto News, and again, this guy, his phrase is, you know, we research, and I appreciate his research of research because it's given me more things to think about. And again, really informative. Spends a lot of time obviously doing research, preparing his streams. Check him out. Alex Cobb, he was one of the first channels I come across when I first got into Ripple or XRP back in December, and just enjoy watching his views, his thoughts on things. Again, in the same vein as, I think his name's Joseph and Sue. It's just informative, no crap, no hype, just what it is. And last but not least, DM Logic in the Van. Really enjoy his videos recently. I know there's only a few, but again, he's just talking common sense. Don't panic. Just don't be idiots. And if you're confident in what, you know, forgetting about price altogether, if you believe in the company and what they're trying to do and the problem they're trying to solve, then you really got no reason to panic or regret selling too early. But the main thing is it's going to be about price action. I'll try my best to make sense of this. So, monthly, let's have a quick look. As you can see, there's not a lot of information to do with XRP. It's a cryptocurrency, it's fairly new. What you tend to see with markets is they move 3 ways. They move up, something like that. They move down, which is the opposite, obviously, of that. And then, that wasn't down. And then they also tend to move sideways as well. So you may find a lot of price just bouncing off support and resistance areas, this sort of thing. Okay, so I've been trading Forex for about 4 or 5 years, so a lot of price action, candlestick formations. Taken a while to get my head around it all, but it makes looking at cryptocurrencies a bit easier, and I can look for things that most people won't be able to if you're new to trading or retail trading, investing. But there's so much information out there about price action that probably can explain it better than I can. But I thought with all the value from these people along here that they've provided, I thought I'd give it a go and just, if I can share something that helps someone out understand or puts their mind at rest about what they're seeing on a chart, what it means, well then, I'm sure they're going to feel a lot more confident. So as we said, this is the monthly chart. So each candle represents 1 month in time, and there's really naffle information. If I go to the pound against the dollar, this is TradingView, by the way, so tradingview.com. It's a great site for charts. So if you like charts and candlesticks, price action, this is the one to check out. As you can see, the pound against the dollar, that's the monthly information. I mean, this is going back to 1994. Go to a weekly chart just so I can try and explain. So again, you'll probably see it here where we've got price doing what it's doing. So you've got price going down, for example. You know, we've got price going, it's going down, up, down, up, down, up. We've got areas where price moves sideways, so price comes down to a support level. As you can see here, price touch, touch, touch. When it hits this level, it's then found what they call resistance. So again, this is what you call range in price. So it gets stuck in consolidation phase, which is probably easier to highlight if I just do a triangle. And you can sort of generally pick out these areas. Once you look at charts long enough, your eyes start to adjust and your reticular activating system picks them up a lot easier. And again, the wiggly lines are moving averages. So the black line is the 200 moving average. So typically, if price is above this black line, we're in a bullish trend. If price dips below, we're going to go into a bearish sort of price trend. The red and the blue are, red being the 14 EMA, so after every 14 candles the line matches along, and the 50. So again, it's just an indication of where price could go, what's going on. So when we're respecting the red line or the 14 EMA, that's a good indication that price is going to continue in the trend, either up or down. When the streams cross, unlike Ghostbusters, when the streams cross, that can be a good sign. It could signal that there may be a change in market sentiment in the direction of what price is going to do. And when price comes up, and well, let's take a look here. So price is pushed down, come back up, retested this area here, and then we've pushed up, broken above this 200 EMA, which again is an indication, if we're breaking this line, that there could be a change in direction. And then you can see there is some area where the wicks of the candles are projected and then price is taken off. Now, candles are made up of three parts: the open and close, the wick, and the body. So if we just get into the 1 minute chart, we'll see if we can catch what I'm waffling on about. And again, if you know this stuff, don't mean to be telling you how to suck eggs, but a lot of people, they don't understand what candles do, how they move, what's going on. So as you can see, price, this black candle is a bearish candle, white is bullish. We've come down now into a previous price. So I did start recording this before, but then I got interrupted. But I was looking at some Fibonacci, just for looking at some different fib levels. Now this 618 is a good level that price can respect and be an area where price may reverse. And I was looking at the price pushing down to this 618 area here, just because we're respecting this 14 EMA. We pushed down, we've had the pullback to the 618, respecting the 50, respecting the 200, and there's a good chance price may push down here. It's not huge, but as you can see, this candle, let's just make this a bit bigger. Let's make it bigger so we can understand what Joe's waffling on about. So price pushed down, price opened at the top here, engulfing candle, which just means price just pushed, momentum's going down, closed there. This next candle, price opened here. Initially we pushed down, rejected this area, and then formed this white body, pushed up towards the 14 EMA, left the wick. Next candle's opened, pushed down. Wick's just give an indication of where price has been going. How do you, I know what you're saying, this is all well and good, Joe, but how does this help us calm our nerves? Well, when you understand just simple things like support and resistance. You can look for areas where you might want to add to your position. You may want to sell out of your position, but also you can try and predict where price may go. Now, okay, we've not really got that much information on XRP simply because it's still such a young market. But you can see initially price ranged before we had this massive breakout in December. Now I come across XRP when it's at 20 cents. I think about 2 days later it had a 600% increase, and this was before I understood anything about cryptocurrency, before I understood anything about exchanges for cryptocurrency. Forex, fine. Crypto, didn't have a clue. So by the time I figured out what I needed to do and how to do it, price had already gone up 600%, and I think my average was about, I don't know, 60 cents, something like that. And don't get me wrong, I've not got tons of the stuff because I'm not rich by any means, but I've got a little bit, which if price goes where we think it will, it'll be more than adequate to give me financial freedom. So, you know, I've been trying to convince people that I care about, even if you've got 100 coins. I watched a video today comparing this to when Bitcoin was at 30 cents. If you bought $100 worth in, I think it was June 2011, and hypothetically if you held it through all the ups and downs through to December last year, that $100 would then have been worth, I think it was like 6.3 million. Not bad return on investment. So what's been going on with XRP? Well, we broke out of this, and I think if you understood charts, you could have probably predicted something like this happening, just because, let's have a little look here. So back from July, so again, support and resistance is simply areas where prices come up untouched. So for example, we've got a lot of wicks and closes around this level, so you can see prices come up, rejected, pushed down, tried to break out, rejected. Then we've eventually pushed down. Again, price, what I tend to look for is an area where price is mostly left wicks, candle closes. It's not an exact science, but you know, you can, if you Google or YouTube search support and resistance, there's probably a million videos that may explain it better than I can. But again, it just gives an indication of where you might expect to see some reversal of price, combined with other things like Fibonacci, which is a whole different kettle of fish. But, you know, typically price action, if you look at wicks pushing down and closes, it's a good sign that price may have found support. And if you're looking for a target, if you're short-term day trading, for example, well, where's price previously come to? Well, we've got this area up here. That's a good area to aim for. And, you know, twice more, it's really pushed up. You can fall foul to doing this. You know, there's some price came there, and then, you know, price came up to this level, but then there was a support level down here. Oh, but then it broke that level, and then we've come down to here. I mean, you know, as you can see, it gets very complicated very quickly. What I look at is the most common areas, just as a guide more than anything. It's not an exact science, just a guide. So once there's probably, I'd say, 3 areas you could have looked at leading up to the breakout in December. So we've got price was, you know, around 29 cents, pushed all the way down to 14, was moving sideways for a little bit, had a bit of a breakout, retested the high of 29, and found this new price range within these zones here. How could you predict? Well, I mean, how could you predict the breakout was coming? You know, if you use using the support and resistance tekkers, as me and my brother refer to it, you could see that price pushed up. I mean, there's a big spike here. I mean, again, it could be stop loss hunting, which for those trading, you know, if you're doing tight stops, I mean, this is at least a 5-year investment for me. But if you bought in here, I mean, this is when I was looking at the charts going, oh, that'd be a good place, because, you know, price is respecting it, this level. Perfect. You know, if it takes 5 years, happy days. And, well, did 600%, didn't it, in a couple of days? But we've broken out. That's a breakout. So anytime price moves sideways and there's a close above the most recent high, so when we're saying recent high, you look at where the wicks have been. If price closes above this area, that's a good indication that momentum now has changed. We're going up or we're going down. So price stormed off. Absolutely fucking just went. And it was going, and again, people that didn't know what they're doing just thought this is going to the moon. We're all going to be rich by Thursday. Fucking bought in Monday. Thursday, you have Lambo. Happy days. But what's this? It's just dropped off the face of the earth. That can't be right. I thought crypto was all about just going to the moon. Well, as I mentioned, price does three things. It goes up, it goes down, and it goes sideways. And anytime you spike up, you're going to have a pullback. It's just inevitable. It's just going to happen. Look at Bitcoin. Went up to 20,000. Yeah, of course it did. Everyone was jumping on it, loving it. And then for liquidity, you've got to have a pullback because nothing goes up in a straight line. So this year, 2018, it's been pretty, it's just ranged. It's not really done much. It's had a few attempts at breaking $1 again, but overall, we've just been moving in this sort of 90 to, I think it's 40, what's that, 47 sort of area. Now, I've got a feeling, looking at these daily candles, that we may see 50 cents or 47 cents again, which, if we break this level here, 54, if we get a candle close below this area, then we could see these lows here. If we don't, what we could see is something like this. You see a wick push down to here, and then price may reverse again, because you could say that could become a new support. I mean, again, you look here, price, it is a previous area where price is sort of respected, so it's going to be interesting. 54 could be the low, but if this, I mean, I get paid at the end of the week, so I'm almost hoping price does go a little bit lower so I can get some more at a better price. But ultimately, I'm not worried about these prices because I'm looking 5-10 years down the line. But again, for everyone that hears all these rumours and the FUD and the shit and the general crap, if it's an investment and you believe in the utility of XRP and the problem that Ripple are trying to solve, you will understand. I mean, Jesus, just watch some of Sue's videos. I mean, like I said, this one is awesome, this one is awesome, all of her videos are awesome. It's just, there's so much information there that puts your mind at rest and makes you understand really how it works, what it does, and what goes on. I mean, you think trading XRP, Bitcoin's difficult, you try bloody trading the beast. This one's mental. It's what I've been concentrating on. Completely off topic, but again, you see this is a trend line, so hit it, we've hit it, we've hit it. I'm projecting, I think, what was I projecting on this one? I think it was 144. Yeah, I know it was at least a 200 pip move I was looking at. And if you don't know what pip is, that's a price indication point. So yeah, XRP price action again. What we're coming for 7 o'clock coming, the UK in Bristol. But going down the time frames, I mean, again, I would always say look at the higher time frames because it gives you a clearer picture of what's going on. There's less noise, less things to get distracted. I mean, we come down here to the hour time frame, and you know, look at that. It's all over the place. And for someone that doesn't understand what all this shit means, yes, it's going to be crazy and a bit daunting because all you're seeing is price going down. But learn just simple basics, support and resistance, and you know, at least you can sort of generally get an idea of what's going on. But what I think the biggest thing you can take away, I mean, again, what Mr. DM Logic in the van says, don't invest more than you can afford to lose. Don't overexpose yourself. I mean, I've seen videos of people taking out fucking loans to buy crypto. It's ridiculous. I mean, why the fuck would you do that? It's going to be here tomorrow and the next year, and the year after that. But everyone's got this fear of missing out, and then in the meantime, by doing what they're doing, they're actually probably dicking themselves over something considerably, something considerable. But how am I also, from a chart perspective, what am I looking at? Well, let's take a look at the hourly chart, because it's enough that there's enough information there that we can get some ideas. So we've rejected this 50 EMA, which that's a good sign that if the next candle didn't close above this high here, we could be going down. So price pushed down. We did hit a 618. Now, I know it's into Fibonacci. Some people believe in it, others don't. 618 is a good area of a pullback where price pushes down. You wait for it to come up to the 618, and then there's a chance that it could reverse. Now, my strategy that I've tested and look at is doing a 618 down to the 1618, and again we did hit this area, but it could go lower. Just because we're in momentum. When you're in momentum, we're looking for wicks that could be filled. Just because a wick gives an indication of where price could be going, and again for liquidity. And I think there was a massive spike not too long. Yeah, there you go, talking of wicks. Look at that mother. Now this is a classic example of a stop hunt. So when people, I feel sorry for people that had their stops. So if you're going up, a lot of people probably would have had their stop losses. Some people go with the recent low. So price moves up, right, I'll put my stop loss just here. This candle comes along, just takes out everything, even if you're being super conservative and thought, well, bollocks to it, I'll put my stop loss here, you're taken out. The only way you would not have been stopped out is if your stop was right below the lows, and we're talking like daily lows. How many people got nailed there, and again, this candle, I think it was like it was horrible. Was it 15-minute one, was it? Let's have a look. Right over here. Yeah, look at that. I mean, everything's going peachy, yeah. Oh, we're near the stop loss. Fuck you. Come back up. And look, and then, you know, these people here, when they've seen this, they'll be going, for fuck's sake, you bastards. Look at that. Just boom. But again, at the moment, a lot of cryptos are starting to take on more trading characteristics, where now we're starting to get a bit more information. People are starting to trade it more, trade the positions, and in turn, the price action reflects that. Now, I think as Sue mentioned in one of her videos, we haven't got institutional money that, well, some people think there is already institutional money, others don't think there is. Obviously, they've got enough power to move it, and at the moment, this is all retail trades. People panicking, selling off, and when people sell off, it just creates a snowball. People look at YouTube for all their information rather than facts. I'm just starting to waffle now, really, aren't I? I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's have a look back at this very quickly. Oh no, jog on. Let's go back to the old 1 minute chart. Oh, well, as we've been talking, like I said, the price did push. Oh, it did get there. Got close, depending on what your views are. But yeah, you know, fibs, love fibs, understanding them, fantastic. But anyway, I would just urge people to just look at some videos on some basic price action, because having traded Forex before I got into crypto, it really has helped me understand what's going on, when not to panic, the fact that there's ups and downs, dips, peaks, and, you know, I wish you all the best of luck. What's the date today? We're on the 12th of June. Idiot. We're on the 12th of June. So I'll tell you what, let's have a little look back. I'll do another video in a week, and we'll come back to the charts. So we'll see if price was able to push down further past this level here. What's that, 54? Or if price did come down and fill this big wick here. If it filled that wick, I think once this wick is filled, there's probably lots of orders waiting here. People getting in the best price. Once this wick's filled, then yeah, there could be some interesting price movements. If we hit here, the next, what we'd want to see is close above, price to close above, and a strong close above here. So I'll draw some lines just to give an indication. So I want to see, this is what I want to see. I want to see price come all the way down here, test that, come back up, break this level, retest it, so break previous resistance, come back, resistance becomes support, and then retest these highs up here. And then we'll probably either bounce, maybe back down again to, you know, this sort of resistance, or price could push up, break this level. It could break this level and then come back down. So, and that's looking at the 92 level. And, you know, if certain news comes out or other people start confirming, like American Express, that they're using the X-current blockchain technology, well, shit could go batshit crazy. All I would say is take your position. Know that you're investing in a company that's trying to solve a worldwide problem that, just crazy. Thank you, Sue, for all your information, because you've probably just got me more excited. Thank you, Joseph, because again, you got me excited. Thank you, Alex, for your insights. Again, you got me excited. And thank you very much, Mr. DM, Logic in the Van, for bringing some sense to the wonderful Wally world of retail investors. But until next Tuesday, good luck, don't dick yourselves, and I'll see you soon.